Walmart just came out with their next gen of tablets. This is the ONN 10-inch tablet Surf, not the Pro this time, and also the screen size is different, being 10.1 inches compared to being 10.4 inches last year. And the other thing that's interesting is that it seems like the specs are a little bit lower than last year in terms of, let's say, the screen size here. It's a 1280 by 800 IPS resolution. Last year's was about 2000 by 1200. Now, one problem with that was that it was pretty slow, and this might be too, but we'll see how it is with the processor. And then it still has the same amount of RAM and storage, so that's pretty disappointing. But it looks like there might be a better battery life. I'll have to double check on that part. The other thing is that there's different colors to pick from. The one I have here is an orange, and I think there's like 2 or 3 other colors you can pick from on their website, which I'll link below. All right, so in the box we have the tablet itself. Wow, it looks a lot more like nicer than I thought. Like kind of shiny. It's just made of what, plastic all around or aluminum? Kind of feels like a mixture of like, I think it is aluminum. I have to double check that, but it feels cold to the touch. That's why I'm thinking it's metal, and it looks really nice, like shiny, like I mentioned before. So that's something different. And then on the front, this is kind of new too. It shows where everything is. So on top are the volume keys, power button. Then there's the front camera. There's a light sensor, a microphone on the right side. Then on the other side, there's the USB-C and a headphone jack. Where? Oh, it said, so the USB-C is used as a headphone jack. Bummer that they actually removed that at this point. So, and then it does mention the gesture navigation for Android 14. Maybe this was there before, but either way, there's also a speaker on the left side here, along with a micro SD card tray. Here's the micro SD card slot taken out. Unfortunately, I don't think there's a SIM pin in here. I could be wrong. I'll have to double check that. But real quick, on the other side, there is a speaker grill, so it should emit on both sides, essentially. Nothing on the bottom, and then you saw the camera along with the flash back there. It protrudes just a little bit, but that's not bad at all. And as for the rest of it, here's the quick start guide, user guide. There's a USB-C to USB-A cable, and then there is this final USB-A wall outlet, which has some information on the front. Hey, and there's a SIM pin right there. Comes with it. All right, so here's the tablet. Not too much bloatware out of the box, except for Walmart there. And can that be uninstalled? Let's see. It just says I can go in there. And the one unfortunate thing is, even though there's not too much bloatware, there's not that much storage space either. 32 gigs is really not that much. Let's see. All right, it seems like we can uninstall this. So that'll free up like 200 megs. 21.03 gigabytes free. That's a really small amount. I mean, thankfully they do have the micro SD cards tray, but still, last year when they had the ONN 10.4 inch tablet Pro, even though that was a little slow, it basically had the same specs as this, just a sharper screen from what I recall. It still had double the amount of RAM, or storage, not RAM. The same amount of RAM, though. And what's interesting is that there's still 3 gigabytes of RAM, the same that they had from like 2019 or 2020. So I would say for 2024, 3 gigs of RAM is not acceptable. And that in and of itself, I guess, is a deal breaker. But the one reason why I'm still looking forward to looking at this and looking at everything is because this might go on sale during Black Friday. It's pretty much got the same screen, same everything, except for that different color, back, and feel, which does look kind of nice. And aesthetics are a factor when people are looking at tablets, surprisingly. For me, it's not a big deal what color it is. It's what's on the inside is what counts. The camera itself is all right for a picture. Nothing crazy there. And then I'll take a rear picture real quickly. It seems like the flashes or the camera shutter is it's a lot faster than it once was from way back when. And it's decent. I mean, you got to hold the tablet still, otherwise the pictures won't come out as nicely. But yeah, it's decent enough for a Skype call or something like that.
Battery is a 38-watt, 5,000 milliamp hour battery.
So the speakers on here are really good. They emit from both sides. I think they were pretty good before too, so did a good job there. And then watching videos at full HD on YouTube is pretty decent. Unfortunately, this has a widevine security level of L3. That means videos on YouTube, Netflix, and all your other streaming services are going to be capped at 480p, which is really unfortunate to see for a Walmart brand, because there are some, actually not some, but at least TechLast, which is an off-branded Chinese tablet, they're offering widevine L1 on their tablets now, from what I can tell. So it's about time that they did this, since they haven't already. I'm really disappointed to see that, because it's an average screen, mediocre at best. It's like your typical one, but people want to watch videos when they have a big screen more often than not. I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Performance on here seems all right. Nothing. Haven't really noticed any major lags or stutters. And this is the score on 3D Mark. So unfortunately, Geekbench isn't downloading on here. So the score is 679. I can't really multitask on here with it being 3 gigs of RAM, but again, it's not lagging too much, which is actually nice. On CPU-Z, we have a little bit more information, so it's using an ARM Mali G52 MC2 GPU, and the screen's not terrible, being 1280 by 800. You will notice it being more pixelated if you're coming from like a 2K screen or something, but I don't think it's really a deal breaker. It's not too pixelated, at least for me. So first game here is Roblox. And the graphics are set to the highest level, as shown here, and it's playable. It might have some hiccups here or there, but still not bad. I don't know how much of a difference it would make if I did lower the graphics, maybe by a little bit, go all the way down, and then now I really don't notice much of a difference here. Maybe the textures are gone, but yeah, I do notice it being a little bit more smooth now in frame rates, so not bad. Next game here is RuneScape, and not old school RuneScape. I gotta tell you, I'm surprised at how well this is actually performing. Granted, it's on the lowest graphics, so I haven't really noticed much delays, but that ARM Mali G52 is doing some decent work here. But yeah, at the lowest settings, this works. I haven't really noticed any slowdown or delays. Well, not too many, so yeah, I guess the further out you go, it's going to lag a little more, but the closer in you are, it'll be just fine. So you can do some light gaming on here, which is pretty surprising, especially with just 3 gigs of RAM. Granted, you won't be able to do multitasking too much, but nonetheless, I can't say I'm too disappointed. I wonder if it's because of that. I mean, it probably is because of that GPU, but I was wondering if also the resolution had a factor to do with it performing a little better. I mean, either way, it's not a bad option. It's out there. I will say, though, there are other devices and other tablets that have like more RAM these days for around the same price, like the Link Tab T3 tablet. I already have it back in the box, packed up, but yeah, I have a video on this separately that I'll link down below. And also, don't forget there's some other tablets that ONN has come out with too. There's the ONN 7-inch, 8-inch, and then also a 10.1-inch for kids, which I'll talk about separately, and I'll have links to these below, or as they come out, because I haven't made these videos at the time of this recording. So do let me know what you guys think, and leave a like if you found this video helpful, and subscribe for more, and stay tuned. I'll talk to you guys later.